All praises to the Most High God, Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, forever and ever, so let it be true. Love, honor, and respect to the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, and to His Holy Son, Yahweh Shai, who died for the 12 tribes of Israel. And double honor. Going to hold the camera. This is my third time coming out here. First I was at the park and it started to rain. Then it stopped. I came to this location. Everything calmed down and then the wind started to really, the wind gusts really started to hit. Then I went back in the car and waited for a little bit. And then it calmed down. This is my third time, and now the wind is picking up again. So I'm just gonna hold this camera. And that's Satan. Satan don't like me to come out with this truth, and it is what it is. So, and I picked this little coffee shop because they have umbrellas in case it starts raining. Like I said earlier, it started to rain. It's crazy. It's really crazy. But I'm gonna go ahead and hold this camera. Let's start all over again. All praises to the Most High God, Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, forever and ever. So let it be true. Love, honor, and respect to the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, and to His Holy Son, Yahweh Shai, who died for the 12 tribes of Israel. Matthew chapter 15, verse 24. Some of these chairs out of my way here. Matthew chapter 15 verse 24, Matthew chapter 10 verse 5 and 6, and double honors to the apostles of GMS, to the 4 major prophets, to the hopeful elect, the 144,000, the brothers, the saints, the Akim, who are preaching the word of God on the 4 corners of this earth, risking their lives day in and day out. Peace and blessings to you brothers and sisters who are watching these videos, and the children. Shalom. We're on another lesson, and today is Friday, June 6th. Well, it's June 7th, Friday, June 7th, 2024. I'm going to read out of the Holy Book. The Holy Book of Revelations, chapter 6, verse 3. And these are the seals. And all these seals are open. Okay? Starting with verse 3. And then the Lamb broke open the second seal. And I heard the second living creature say, "Come." And another horse came out, a red one, a fiery red one, and its rider was given the power to bring war on the earth, and that men should kill each other, and he was given a large sword. All right, this is the time that we're living. Lamentations, mourning, and woe. And this is the 4 dreaded horsemen. Okay. So you have the red horse, you have the black horse, and you have the pale horse. So when we go back to verse 3, and it says the Lamb, Yahweh Shai, broke open the second seal. And I heard the second living creature say, "Come," and another horse came out, a red fiery one, and its rider was given the power to bring war on the earth. Now that red horse is Esau, the Greco-Roman, Israeli, Khazars, Idumean, Herodian, Rothschild dynasty, the children of the devil. He's raging war. Like the other day, I made the video, and I got moved out of that my place on that one too. When I went to my bench, there was some people there, so I had to move to a different location, and the audio wasn't that good. So that's why I'm doing this video. But like I said, the news changes by the hour. Things are moving so fast, it's changing by the hour. But that red horse is the Greco-Roman Rothschild. The Rothschilds means in German the red shield. They control Israel, NATO, and the United States, the Federal Reserve, that runs the branches of government. So the red horse is war and destruction. That's why he says, and he's given power to bring war on the earth. And he's at war with the four corners of this earth. He's raging war in Ukraine, going to war with Russia. He's in the Middle East with the Holy War and the Crusades against Islam. And he's at war with China, with the Moabites. That's their ancient Hebrew name, are the Moabites. Japan are the Ammonites. So when you look at this, he's in rage. That's Revelations chapter 12, verse 12. So the dreaded horseman is the times of tribulation, great tribulation on this earth. So Biden, President Biden, which he's nothing but a slut, a prostitute. Your president, your Congress, your senators, your Federal Reserve, all your branches of government, they're all sluts. They're paid sluts to pass laws against U.S. citizens. Because you're the taxpayer, you're the slave. America's the corporation, the people who run the Federal Reserve, the people who run the Federal Reserve, the people who run the Federal Reserve is the Rothschilds, the DuPonts, the Rockefellers. There's demons everywhere. I mean, everywhere I turn, there's just demons popping out. Everybody is unhinged here in America. They're so much under stress with bills, and they can't keep up with inflation. I see it every day. People are going through stop signs, they're going through red lights, they're cutting each other off, they're talking to themselves. I mean, all day it's been demonic today. June 6th, or June 7th, I'm sorry. It's the 6th month, the 7th of 2024, and it's a demonic day today. It's crazy. But like I said, people are just losing it. So you had the president, he's speaking. He was speaking yesterday. You know, and like I said, he's I can't even explain it. It's like watching a circus, watching this man, watching your Congress. You know, the guy, he was standing there and it looked like he was going to fall over. I mean, it's a horror show mixed with comedy. It's unbelievable, but this is the times that we're living in. So Biden makes the case for democracy after meeting with Zelensky, calling on all allies, all U.S., NATO, and Israel allies to repel the tyrant Vladimir Putin in Ukraine. So he's getting the whole West. He's getting Canada, Australia, some parts of Latin America, all of Europe, Israel, and he's talking about this democracy. Like, if we're free here in America, you're not free. You're a slave right from birth. There is no democracy. Okay? And look what else this man says. Biden calls Putin a tyrant bent on world domination. Putin is not a decent man. He's a dictator. Now, who are the true tyrants and dictators of this world? The Rothschilds. That's why they're bringing that one world order. They're bringing that devil's chip. All right? They give you that. That's an illusion, your democracy, and you're free. You're a slave. You're paying the banks. They control the bank. The banks are the corporation. They're the cash register. All right? You work hard and you put all your money into the bank for retirement, for your 401, your pensions, and you believe that your money is safe. And it's a real joke. I mean, they laugh at you every single day. The only men on earth that expose this whole system are the prophets. Not CBS, not CNN. Those are their corporation, their news that brainwash the masses. Okay, we're the only ones that expose this whole system. But they'll push out this democracy. Now, is Vladimir Putin, China, and these other countries, are they dictators? You can call them a dictator. You can call them tyrants. You can call them whatever you want. But there's no one more evil than the Rothschild family. They've killed more people on this earth than all the races of people put together, the Amalekites. All right, we're going to get into lessons on that. That's in the Old Testament. All right, this is a pure evil seed, the Amalekites. They're the imposters. They're the Hebrew Edomites. The Amalekites are the grandson of the Greco-Romans. That's Esau. Right? He's in the Bible. He's called the red dragon, and he's called the serpent and the red horse. That's why when we're reading right here in Revelation chapter 6, the seals, and he was given power to bring war on the earth so that men should kill each other. And he was given a large sword, and that sword, that was the blessing that Isaac, Yahushai, gave to Esau. He gave him two blessings. He gave him the farms, the land, the dew of heaven, which he totally destroys the trees, the plants, the herbs, and the apples, the oranges, the vegetables. He's defiled it with his chemicals, the pharmaceuticals. They have a license to poison the people. We'll see if the video even makes it. Like I said, when I talk about and I get deep into the left-hand side of these demons, they shut down these videos. Just like the video I put out the other day, and I called it. If you title any video with Israel, the Federal Reserve, the Pentagon, and NATO, they smash the video. They mess with the views and they shadow ban it, that no one sees it. All right? Like anybody that speaks against Israel, any politician, anybody that wants to become a mayor, a governor, you speak against Israel, the Zionists, those Rothschilds, Khazars, you're finished. They will blackball you. They will destroy you. You will become penniless. You'll be out here with us. All right? You speak against them. If you're in the corporate world and you speak against Israel, these Zionists, these imposters, you're finished. You'll lose everything. All right? In Hollywood, you talk about those rodents, them parasites, they will destroy you. They'll destroy you in the magazines, the newspapers, on social media. They will demonize you. That's why you know that these people are the devil. Okay? So you have this Biden, and he's brainwashing the masses, saying that Vladimir Putin is a dictator and a tyrant. All right? When the branches of government are your true psychopaths, sociopaths on this earth. There was another school that was hit yesterday. Dozens killed in an Israeli attack on a UN school. Israel strikes a United Nations elementary school that left dozens and dozens dead. U.S. missiles were used. All the missiles, tanks, planes, bombs, is from the United States. We give Israel these weapons of destruction. We give Ukraine the weapons of destruction. We put sanctions on anybody that doesn't play the game with the Federal Reserve. That's why they're going to war with the world, because you have the BRICS. All right, you have Brazil, Russia, India, China, all coming against the Federal Reserve. Everybody's getting sick of these Zionist pigs. And now he's at war. We're in the fourth turning. He's at war. That's Revelation chapter 6, verse 3. The red horse. This is Esau and Amalekites. These Zionists, they're at war with the whole world because people are dumping U.S. treasuries. They don't want nothing to do with the dollar. See, if you come against the Federal Reserve, like Gaddafi in North Africa, he was breaking away from the Federal Reserve. He was coming out with his own African gold and silver money. And what did they do? The CIA, the Mossad went into North Africa and they got the people to hunt Gaddafi and beat him to death. This is how the game is played. They're ruthless, sinister. We're dealing with demons. And now the prophets have exposed this whole system, and they know their time on earth is short, so they're going all out on the four corners of this earth. All right, so that's why they're purging the Middle East. They're not going to stop. The Prime Minister of Israel, the generals, the people of Israel, they're all demons in that land. Those are the imposters. The ancient Hebrews are no longer on that land. They're here in America, in the ghettos, in the native reservations. That's the 12 tribes of Israel. All right? So they attacked this school, another school, and these are United Nations schools. I'm going to be putting a video out. I believe now they've bombed over 180 United Nations schools and buildings. They killed these aid workers that are trying to feed the starving children, because a famine is happening right now in Gaza. Well, there's like close to 3 million people that are starving to death and dying daily. So when you read the first Revelation chapter 6 verse 5, then the Lamb broke open the third seal, and I heard the third living creature say, "Come." And I looked, and there was a black horse, and the black horse represents famine. And there's a great famine happening right now in Palestine, in Gaza. And its rider held a pair of scales in his hand. And I heard what sounded like a voice coming from among the four living creatures, which said, "A quart of wheat for a day's wage, and 3 quarts of barley for a day's wage. But do not damage the olive trees and the vineyard." That olive trees and vineyards, that's for us, the prophets, because we anoint ourselves with olive oil and frankincense every time we come out here and preach the word, because we're being attacked spiritually with demons. Just like today, how I came out, this is my third time. First time it was rain, second time it was ferocious winds, and even the third time the winds came. Now it got all calm after I'm holding the camera. All right, so going back to the quart of wheat for a day's wages, this is back in the ancient times, a Roman soldier, he would work a day's work, and he would get maybe 1/4 of silver, and that would be enough for him to eat and his family. And this is talking about back then and now, that you're gonna have to work a day's work just for a loaf of bread, and that's hyperinflation. But there's total war and destruction that's happening in Gaza, and the people are starving to death, and the Israeli government is stopping food from going in. Even Egypt now has threatened Israel that they're going to join into this war. All right, the Egyptian army, because of what's happening in Israel. We're going into an all-out war. The time is very, very short. Germany releases World War III defense plan, because NATO and the United States is going into Ukraine, and they're going into Russia. All right, that's how far the first 24 months of this war has been in Ukraine. France is to give Ukraine fighter jets. It's called the Mirage 2000 jets. The United States, France, Germany, NATO, we're sending them the jets, the tanks, the short-range missiles, the Stingers. This war is going to escalate to a nuclear war. See all these people driving? These are the driving dead. You'll see people walking around, they're the walking dead. 99% of Americans don't even know we're in a world war. We're about to go into the second quarter. These people have no clue. Israel's going to war with Lebanon, Hezbollah. Iran threatens they will get in the war once Israel crosses in Lebanon with their 300,000 Israeli soldiers. They've already built that army. They're going in Lebanon now. Like I said, the Rothschilds are on a rampage. There is no peace deal. There is no peace with these demons. Okay? And like I said, the United States, we're sending 300,000 to 1 million U.S. servicemen, Army and Marines are going into Ukraine, and their plan is to invade Russia. All right. So this was just passed the other day. This is, like I said, you got to go to the World News. There's a site. It's called 24/7 War News. It's coming out of Greece. This is one of the sites that I visit for the war, and there's other military channels and other places where I get my information, and they're starting to drop them. They're starting to delete them and terminate these pages and this information, because we're in crunch time right now. So it's going to get worse by the day. But U.S., NATO to Ukraine. But you got to remember, Ukraine is no longer, the people of Ukraine do not run the government of Ukraine. The United States, the Federal Reserve, controls Ukraine, just like we control Israel. The Rothschilds, they're welfare countries, welfare states. The taxpayers, you're working to pay for these wars, and the Rothschilds, the Federal Reserve, the United States government owns Ukraine as part of the United States, and Israel is part of the United States. because we run the branches of government in Israel and Ukraine. We're running this war. But to you dummies, you dumb and dumber here in America, they'll use Ukraine. Like the Ukrainian people are running the show. They're not running no show. We're running the show. Our generals, our mercenaries have been killing Russians since 2014. And our mercenaries are in Ukraine killing Russians right now as I speak to you. Okay? So this war is escalating, all right? So you won't believe this, what they just passed now, because like I said, we've been shooting and destroying Russian tanks, planes inside Ukraine. But now they passed it that the United States and NATO can go into Russia and shoot their fighter jets and attack their bases and cities inside Russia. So U.S. NATO to Ukraine, secure airspace for NATO forces to enter and hit targets. These short-range missiles that they're going to take into Russia could go over 300 miles deep inside Russia. Statements by Biden and NATO. So they're in the open. They're in the open now. Before it was a secret. What they were putting we're giving all these. Every week we're sending billions of dollars of weapons into Ukraine and to Israel to kill everybody in the Middle East, and they're giving weapons into Ukraine, now into Russia to kill the Russians. All right, we're behind this whole thing, but now they're coming out. You can look up these articles. Biden is speaking, your Congress, your senators, and they're in the open saying this. What I've been saying for years, that we're behind all the wars on this earth. So they now can go inside with these jets. They can go inside. So before the last 24 months, we've been shooting Russian planes, fighter jets inside Ukraine, shooting down, blowing up their tanks inside Ukraine. Now we're sending our planes, tanks inside Russia. Now we can shoot down Russian planes inside their own territory. Put that around your head. That's like if Russia sent tanks and planes on our homeland. Like say they went into Washington State, Oregon, with their short-range missiles to shoot our planes in our land. That's what's happened. That's how far this war has escalated. And most of you Americans, just look at all these dummies driving by. They're driving dead. It says Biden and the NATO Secretary General, the U.S. NATO plan for the deployment of forces is in full effect, because they're planning to go into Russia to battle Russia. I mean, this is a hot war. And soon there'll be a draft here in America, because they're sending every Army and Marine to Ukraine and to the Middle East. And it says U.S. and NATO has given Ukraine permission, which I told you, Ukraine's just a title, we're running the show. Permission to move its Patriot missiles and the SAMPT air defense systems near the Russian border to bring Russian airfields and fighter jets into range. Ukraine, which is the United States, and NATO and Israel can shoot down planes in Russian airspace using these Patriot missiles. So this is how far this has went. Now, because what we're doing, you think Vladimir Putin's just going to lay down on this? You think he's just going to roll in the dirt? He just sent Russian Navy ships and nuclear submarines to Cuba. Now look this up. A permanent combat formation off the coast of the USA, Russian ships and the state-of-art submarines with supersonic missiles that could hit Miami, Jacksonville, New Orleans within 60 seconds from these submarines off of Cuba. Remember, the missiles from Russia can hit the United States within 15 minutes. Now they have nuclear subs off of Cuba. They're gonna start they're gonna put they're gonna have short range and hypersonic missiles in Cuba facing the United States. They already have nuclear subs in the Pacific, and they have nuclear subs off of New York. This is not in the news, but you're getting it right here on Days of Chaos, Days of Sorrow, Lamentations, Mourning, and Woe. This is the time that we're living in an all-out war. I'm back in Revelations chapter 6. I'm going to read verse 9. And then the Lamb, Yahweh Shai, broke open the fifth seal, and I saw underneath the altar. Well, let me go back. Let's go to verse 7. That's coming when they wage war. That's in Revelation chapter 17, when the Federal Reserve, the branches of government, goes to war with the saints, starting with the prophets. But this is Revelation chapter 6, verse 7. Then the Lamb, Yahweh Shai, broke open the fourth seal, and I heard the fourth living creature say, "Come." And I looked, and there was a pale-colored horse. Its rider was named Death, and Hades followed close behind. They were given authority over 1/4 of the earth to kill by means of war, famine, disease, which is the plague, and wild animals. This is happening right now in the four corners of the earth. You have the red horse, that seal has been opened. You have the black horse, that seal is open. And now you have the pale horse. What the Holy Book says, Death and Hades followed close behind. They were given authority over 1/4 of the earth. That's 2 to 3 billion people. Because we're at now about 9 billion people on this earth. So that's over 2.5 billion people are about to die on this earth. From what? From world war, famine, the plague, and wild animals. And when it talks about wild animals, these are your dogs, cats, bears, snakes, rodents, mice, and rats that are going to be attacking the people of the earth. This is happening right now. Everything is collapsing, and it's on. Like I said, Russia is going to start putting hypersonic missiles in Cuba, Venezuela, and other parts of the world. And Vladimir Putin threatened that he will hit every U.S. base on the four corners of this earth, and he will hit all NATO, the ancient Roman Empire. Look at the timing on this. He's going to hit every U.S. NATO bases. And he's threatened that he will hit England, France with nuclear weapons. This is the time that we're living in. Lamentations and mourning and woe. So all you brothers and sisters, get your house in order, repent, call upon the ancient Hebrew name Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, and get right with your Creator. Most High willing, I'll be here tomorrow with another video. Hope all you brothers and sisters were edified with this. The time is short. Get all your money out of the bank. Start buying water, food, sardines, pink salmon, and olive oil, tuna, apple cider vinegars, coconuts, coconut water, herbs. You're going to need all the herbs. Like I said, the plague is here. Alright, I can't say much about it, but it's happening on the four corners of this earth. There's going to be ruled lockdowns. You're not going to leave your home. So you're going to need a lot of essential oils, a lot of frankincense, rose. There's many oils. I'll have my daughter breaking down the oils she studied for over 25 years on the herbs and the oils and how to reduce your stress and be at peace when all hell breaks loose. So all praises to the Most High God. Most High willing, I'll be here tomorrow. The water.